And we are finally live.
All right.
I
Cheers, y'all.
accidentally turned off my 6:42 alarm. So that gives us a 1 minute warning before going live. And I turned it off. I was turning off all those little 10-minute alarms and I
Mm,
accidentally left that one off. So next week, it says it's going to be on next week. So it'll
all right.
remind you. Yeah, we were just sitting there chatting away behind the scenes. And I was like, oh, crap, we got to get going.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
been a rush today.
Oh, it has. And cheers, everybody. Yeah, you just got back from picking up Axis deer meat.
Yeah. I just had to do work all day. Work my normal 8 to 9 hours or so, and then run to Kyle, Texas, and pick up some axes that my brother-in-law got me. So I barely made it back here, and had about 10 minutes possibly.
Yeah, something like
You
that.
ready?
Well, and then I'd forgotten to send you the link.
And yes,
And so you called me and I had to send you the link. And then by the time you get on here, we usually have about 15 minutes to talk.
yeah,
But today we didn't have that and I lost track of time. But anyway, here we are. We're started now.
yeah. What do you got in the Glen today? Starting off
Uh,
with
I have Peerless.
me too, Top Dog.
Uh,
Peerless.
yep,
Uh,
Peerless small batch.
oh, the rye.
No, this is the bourbon. It is 109 proof though.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's good. It's really really good. It's a little. I don't want to turn anybody off on it because by calling it sweet, it's not too sweet, but it's on the sweeter side of. But it's not too sweet.
I got you. Yeah, mine's a little sweet right now. Sherry forward too. That's what did I pour? Glenlivet 12 sherry cask.
Uh huh.
Hey Ben. Cheers. Hey Sugar Kitty. Shoeman Fu, Peter White. Peter White's drinking some good was he drinking Orchard House? That's a good summer scotch right there.
Yeah. Well, let me talk about these topics right quick. Oh, and Lori, I got the 20. You're in for 5 tonight. You'll be in for 5 every week. So there you go for the next 4 weeks. I'll track that down for you. So 5 entries to the samples at the end of the show.
All right.
But the topic for tonight, we're going to be now. I did have this planned to talk about flavor factors,
Mm,
and so we've covered Scotch whiskey by region, and we've covered American whiskey styles. But when I got into researching flavor factors, it's just too much to talk about in
mm,
we're just not going to get through everything. So what I decided to do was break it down, and the main one is grain, and
yeah.
we're going to do grain this week, and then next week we're going to talk about fermentation, distillation, and aging as it play. Unless I get to researching it and it's way too much info, then I'll break it down again. But
Okay.
no, today is about grain. Next week we'll try to cover some yeast strains and things like that are common.
Okay.
But so we're going to cover corn, rye, barley, wheat, and then other grains that are used.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of new ones that are odd out there.
Yeah, and there's one I didn't get a picture of on the last slide, but I'll talk about it. But
Okay.
we all know what freaking rice looks like, so I didn't put it up there.
Yeah, right. Right, Ben. Minus that 7 next week. GMO grain.
Yeah, we'll get into it. I mean, there's some and each one of these also has what they call like heirloom, which is
Hmm.
more like it's not your common grain, maybe harder to grow, harder to come by, more expensive seeds, definitely more expensive by the pound because they don't tend to grow acres upon acres upon acres of it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're, if
Not like yellow dent corn or something where
right,
there's just
so yeah, if you
hundreds of
have
thousands of
10,000
acres.
acres of yellow dent, you can sell that a hell of a lot cheaper than 5 acres of some
Yeah.
heirloom variety.
Like, yeah, like red corn or, the blue corn, different ones.
Yep. And I would imagine, top dog, I got you. I would imagine that if with some of these distilleries, I don't even imagine. I'm just going to say it out loud. you know they're getting with local farmers or they're finding a source and
Hmm.
they're contracting. Like if you know you're going to do blue corn, red corn, stuff like that, you let them know in advance
Yeah.
so they know what to plant. You work the price out on it and everything, and then
Yep.
hopefully the yield is good enough to satisfy.
There you go.
'Cause, you could have anything happen. I mean, that's the thing with farming.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Infestation of something wipes your field out. I mean,
Lack of rain,
Yep,
all kinds of stuff. I mean, farming's tough. It's a
yep.
tough trade to get into. Well,
It's a
it's not tough to
little
get into. It's tough to make a living at.
well. The what's tough to get into is the land. One, acquiring enough land.
Yeah.
If it's not passed down from generation to generation,
Yeah.
that's a hearty expense. And then I think one of the biggest hurdles of getting into any business is having enough money to float yourself for 2 to 3, 5 years until you start making a profit. Yeah,
Hmm.
because you got to live while you're starting this new business. And with something like farming, you're not going to be able to start well unless you're already a billionaire. Then why the hell you want to go into farming, right?
Yeah.
Just sit
Exactly.
back and rest on your billion,
Yeah.
but these tractors and stuff, 500, 600. I mean, you can get 100,000. I'm talking, and you can get them used for 250,000. I'm talking,
Hmm.
big tractors. You need the class A's, the
Yeah.
big things you need, and you can't just have one little tractor. You're gonna have to have, depends on what you're growing,
Yep.
cotton pickers, combines, all this stuff, and those things are not cheap, especially if they're
Nope.
green and yellow.
Yep. And you got all the harvesting equipment and seeding
Yep.
equipment, and there's just adds up and adds up and adds up.
Yeah, and you can do split rows, plant different row variations, and you can run a high boy through there, or but if it's too many acres, you're not going to be able to spray that. You're going to have to hire crop dusters,
Hmm.
to come through. And nowadays, though, you don't really need guys out there with flags. They have GPS, and they drop them right back down where they were.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, you're paying all the expenses on all that, and it's tough. It's tough to get into, and shit, lifetime of knowledge growing up in it, or generational knowledge of working land is nowhere near. Yeah, the drive by crop dusting doesn't count.
Yep. Yeah. Down the liquor aisle doesn't count.
Yeah, yeah, crop dusting the whiskey aisle doesn't count. but
Wasn't
uh,
me.
but yeah, I mean, and just because it's something that's so easy to fail at. You get one thing wrong, and you screw up everything. And I think that's a good segue into our grain discussion tonight. So appreciate those farmers out there. Appreciate the
Yeah.
everything, the generational knowledge they've gained, and it's running a business. Absolutely, it's running a business first and foremost.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
because you can be the best green thumb in the world, and if you suck at business, you're going under in about 10 years
Oh
if you're
yeah.
lucky.
Oh, nice, Fulton. Congratulations.
All righty. So the first
Yeah.
thing on our list tonight is corn.
Oh,
So let me pull my paper up here because I got things marked off. Now, before I go into this, let me give you a high level of these things, but we're going to start off with corn.
okay.
Uh, but so the general information here, the types of grain, and their proportions, the grain bill or mash bill, used in whiskey production significantly influence the final flavor. So that's the general statement right there. Now, there's a caveat with that. I will say, I'll point it out when we get to it. Well, I'll point it out now because I'm going to go ahead and read the corn. Corn generally adds sweetness and a rich, full-bodied mouthfeel. Bourbon, which requires at least 51% corn in the mash bill, commonly features caramel and vanilla notes. Now, stop right there,
Mhm.
because yes, it may, and it does, but nowhere near what the wood sugars do from a
Yeah,
chard.
I'm thinking a lot of your caramel and vanilla notes are coming from the barrel. I
They
mean,
can be
mellow corn, for example. I
right.
don't get a whole lot of caramel and vanilla with that one.
Right. I think the maybe the vanilla could be enhanced a little depending on what
Mhm.
type of corn you're using.
Yeah.
Whether you notice that too much or not, maybe if you have it back to back with something else, you know. But with that, we're going to get into our first one, and we brought it up earlier, which is the most common, and this is by far the you know tons and tons of this being used is the yellow dent corn.
Yep.
So 9 times out of 10, 90 times out of 100, unless it's specified on there, like uses local,
Yeah.
whatever kind of corn, you're getting yellow dent.
Yep. Back home, we call that field corn.
Yeah, field corn. So yellow
No,
dent
no
corn.
hashtag, man.
So the flavor profile on all corn in general, sweetness, full bodied, almost creamy mouthfeel, are the hallmarks of corn based whiskey, right? Particularly bourbon. Expect notes of caramel, vanilla, honey, and sometimes even browned butter or toasted marshmallow. Now, again, that toasted marshmallow and stuff like that, that's coming out of those toasted barrels way more than any type of corn you're gonna use.
Yep.
So for yellow dent corn specifically, the most commonly used corn variety in commercial bourbon production, especially in regions like Kentucky. It's prized for its high starch content, leading to efficient alcohol yield and a robust sweet flavor. There. So you're getting, because of the high starch content of yellow dent, you're getting an efficient alcohol yield. And that's why it's cheaper.
Yep.
It's cheaper to buy. They're growing fields and fields and fields of it.
Thousands of
Uh,
acres.
yeah, it gives
Highly
you a
productive.
highly productive yield of bourbon, whiskey, whatever you're making. Uh,
Vodka, like Tito's, that's
yep,
what he uses for vodka,
yep.
supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah. I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, and here in the states, shit, corn grown everywhere.
Yeah. Corn's pretty much king around in the U.S. Corn, soybeans basically are your two major
Mm,
crops. As far as like back home, that's what it was: corn, soybeans, sometimes winter rye or winter wheat over
yep.
that part of the season. Just to put some nitrogen and stuff like that back in the soil, so that when you come around springtime, you threw the corn down or you threw beans.
That's why I think we talked about this before. That why they came up with planting kudzu here in the states.
I thought it escaped from somebody's lab or something.
No, they planted it. They actually purposefully planted it, and then they would till it under, and
Oh,
it would add nutrients back to the soil.
yeah, it does. Excuse me. But
But the reason they
in
did it,
Kentucky, Tennessee, and stuff like that, it's gotten out and it grows
yeah.
in the edges of the woods and stuff, and just it kills trees off because it
Oh,
grows the
absolutely.
tree to get like grapevines, to get all
Yep.
the shade or sun that it can, and it shades out the actual tree and winds up killing the tree off.
But the reason, so the way that stuff grows is it has a root central, root bulb,
Hmm.
and then it'll have a feeder run out from that root bulb and create another root bulb.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
it'll go in different directions from that and create more root bulbs.
Yep.
And so it's very, very, very hard to kill because
Oh yeah.
one is, I mean, just because you kill like one way over here, those root bulbs are still active and still producing feeder, you know.
It's like trying to kill mint, like
Yeah.
spearmint or something.
But yeah, they planted it here in the South,
Same
United
thing with Kentucky
States.
too.
Yeah, because it would grow really, really fast and get a nice coverage, and they could till it under. The problem is it would just grow, and then it started feeding out of the fields. So they didn't till that, and then it spread and spread and spread. Yeah, I've seen I watched a time lapse video of kudzu taking over a forest.
It doesn't take long.
And it'll grow up the sides of the trees and then it canopy over everything, block out all the sunlight. All those trees die, and over time they all fall down. And kudzu can eventually clear a piece of land.
Oh yeah,
and
wind up being just kudzu.
Yeah, and underneath it is this ecosystem of rotting wood and all that stuff.
Yep, that, rabbit habitat and things like that. But it's edible plant. I mean, I know you can eat the leaves. I'm fairly sure you can eat the roots. I am not positive. I think they make something out of kudzu roots.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I know that they can get. I saw a picture of one. The guy was holding it. It looked like a football.
Oh, the root,
one of the root bulbs, but it had a whole bunch of feeders coming off of it. And he said, even then, if you leave the tip of that root bulb, like the tap root, it'll come right back again. Boom.
Oh yeah, mesquite's like that around here. If I've dug out plenty of mesquite. You leave one little piece of root, and boom, you got a new one.
Yep. All righty. Well, we talked about yeller dent. So, Yellerwood. But so the next one on here is heirloom corn. Now, I just found a probably country fair type picture of heirloom. This isn't all of it. This is just varieties of it. They have one corn I found. It's called salt and pepper, and it's a white corn and a really, really dark blue corn.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like that yellow one in the middle, only instead of yellow, it's white kernels.
Okay.
Kind of like the one behind it, but no yellow in there. But yeah, those heirloom mostly are going to be used by craft distillers.
Yep.
Or experimental within, a larger distillery, but on a small, limited basis. It's just very expensive to do, unless you're doing it in small quantities. So craft distilleries are increasingly using heirloom corn, and I don't blame them, because how else are they going to stand out in a forest of redwood trees?
Yeah.
You're trying to start with a little bush.
Still Austin, for example, they use red corn and blue corn.
Yep. So the varieties that are often used are what's called Bloody Butcher, which is fruity and nutty. Hickory King corn, which is robust. Boone County White, which is creamy, and others.
Okay. I wonder if they use popcorn at all.
No, let me pull out the next page, because this goes to the next page here. So it says these older open pollinated varieties, white, while potentially lower yielding, and that's what I was talking about, being lower yielding, are believed to offer more complex and distinctive flavor profiles, reflecting the environment where the corn is grown, and adding a unique depth to the bourbon. So there's your heirloom. Yep. And I've had some good ones.
Yeah, I mean, I've liked the Still Austin ones, the red corn and the blue corn ones.
Now I'm going to talk about white and blue corn. They're not necessarily part of that heirloom. There's some mainstream, bigger yielding varieties of that are common. Blue corn's pretty damn common now with whiskey.
Yep.
The show name, fruity and nutty.
So what? He's fruity and I'm nutty.
Neither one of them sound real great, but
Oh, well, Daddy told me I was special, just like everybody else.
hmm. Oh man.
Hey,
Okay. So, I think too though. Now I didn't list red corn on here, but we can talk about that too. Now the red corn to me, from what I've seen of it, adds a nuttier flavor
hmm,
than blue or white.
okay. Let's see here. Well, there's some blue. There's some red.
All right, you taste those and tell me the difference.
No, there's not really much difference in the look of it.
No, but the flavor.
I'll go with a little red here.
Yeah, all I have is a soft red wheat over here. I don't have a.
Okay. This is this still Austin red corn bottled and bond release. This is
Yep,
the 5-year-old one, and
Sean.
luckily it's not crazy
Yeah,
because I
don't
mean
go
5 years
overboard.
here in Texas. Look at Garrison Brothers, for example.
Oh,
I
I
don't think
know.
they could age anything 5 years.
No. Hell, it'd be black.
Yeah,
You
the
know.
way he ages it, it would be. It would be black and taste nothing but barrel. No, Ben, I do not like nuts. A little, a little pecan or a walnut occasionally, or pistachios. I do like a pistachio. Sean Holdgriff, uh, your stuff is boxed and ready for pickup. I was meant to drop that off 3 days ago, and I have been slammed with busy, too much work. But I will be dropping that by my hand delivery person tomorrow morning. So it will go out. And then who else? Um, the Rye guy. I picked up his bottle of Still Austin, the new Nancy pick of the Rye, and
Hmm.
that went out today.
Okay.
So he'll probably get it in. It's where he's at, Florida, probably
Oh hell, it won't take that long.
Sunday, Monday ish.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sean,
Yeah.
I did not know exactly what all you wanted, so I think I threw in. I think I threw in one Irish and a couple of different scotches, or it may have been all three scotch. I'm not positive off the top of my head right now.
All right. So, what do you think about that red corn? Oh, he on the phone.
Phone call from the boss.
Mm.
Red corn is quite good, sweet.
Do you get a little nuttiness to it? Let me look up red corn
Uh,
flavor profile.
Not really.
Huh. Let's see here. Red corn. This is bonus. Oh, okay. Oh, it does say that. It says earthy,
Yeah, I can get
slightly
that.
smoky, and nutty.
Like, okay, maybe like
But
a kind of that waxy kind of nutty note to it.
yeah, but when you mix earthy, grassy, nutty together, it can all get lost.
This is Jimmy Red corn, so it's robust nuttiness. Maybe I'm just not quite picking that up.
Yeah.
It does have a little bit of rye in there. Well,
Jimmy Red corn, and I don't care.
hmm
Yeah.
so it's a bourbon, but it's also I think it's a fairly high rye bourbon as well. Definitely
Oh,
got some of that peppery rye note to it.
oh, red winter wheat. Yeah. Farm to distillery. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna drink.
Lori, yeah, the Orchard House, yeah, you can definitely find that out where you're at. It's all over the country.
I'm pouring a Corner Creek here.
Corner Creek.
That was one of those Willets that
Oh, okay.
Ben sent us.
That Ben sent you.
Yep. Yeah, I skipped them last week. I'm going to go back to them this week. I wanted to give a week in between, but I poured half of them.
Old Monroe, Lord home with sherry finished 100% winter wheat. Oh, nice. Farm to bottle. That's fantastic. Yeah, got to support those local farmers.
Well, yeah, and remember when I did that documentary film on that Dueling Grounds distillery? They actually lined me up to interview the farmers. That's where he gets all of his grain. Yeah,
yeah.
And so I got to talk to them about the back end of it. Yeah.
Yep. The farmers know what's going on.
Oh yeah. You know what? Wow, that Corner Creek, after the Peerless, that's why I wanted that Peerless first. It's like I said, that Peerless is a little teeny bit on the sweet side of things, and that Corner Creek is a little drier.
Okay. I've still got about an ounce of that one left.
Yep, definitely drier. You're getting that. You know how the dryness it causes like a well, it's just not sweet, but it's causing it's that sensation you get. Have you ever gotten the water that has a hint of like fruit flavor, but there's no sugar in it?
Yeah.
And it smells like it's going to taste like strawberries, but when you drink it, it doesn't taste like crap,
Yeah. It tastes like
Yeah, it tastes like that's tricking me. But yeah, it's kind of leaving that, But of course, I'm getting rid of the Peerless now and then getting to that Willet Funk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's still awesome. Some good stuff.
Oh, that is good though. I like it, but it does have a not a gosh. It reminds me of if you had an old car. This is going to be weird. This is going to sound weird, but the nose on the thing, it's like if you have this old carbureted car, and you it's old, and you the engine's probably needs to be washed, and it's probably leaking a little oil here and there, and you drove it around, and the engine's a little warm, and you have the hood open, and it sprinkles rain and hits the engine block and causes the odor, to come off of it.
Okay.
It's kind of what part of that background noise on this.
So kind of earthy, musty, oily.
Yeah, kind of oil shop rag type thing, but it doesn't come across on the notes, on the tongue, on the palate. But it's just there's a hint of that old musty shop in the background.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, that's better than Grandma's old musty basement.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten that on a few different whiskeys here and there.
Way better than
musty, kind of a note.
Way better than a chicken house on a hot day.
Like walking through Walmart.
Yeah. Well,
you have to add in bad perfume and a few other body odors.
Yeah, Walmart smells worse at 2 a.m. That's when the freaks come out.
Yeah. What's cooking, Top Dog?
Oh.
Yeah. And Lori, that orchard house, I think I sent you a sample of that. That you can get pretty much anywhere in the U.S. and abroad. So that one's. I like that one in the summertime for a Scotch. It's nice. It's light. It's fruity. It's not very proofy at all. I think it's probably around 80 or something. So it's real low proof.
All right, so let's talk about white corn right quick.
Sweet corn there.
That is exactly what it is. It is just adding it's not as much sugar in it as the yellow dent.
Really?
But it's a softer sweetness, like a lighter but you also don't get that richness to it. It's more of an airy sweet,
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
soft sweet.
Yeah. It's real sweet to eat.
Yeah, it is. But the yellow dent is adding more starches to it.
Okay.
Right. So you're going to get more of the concentrated sugar content, from that.
Orchard is 92 proof. Really, Peter White? I'm gonna have to check now. Okay, there it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's right.
I think someone has distilled hominy, have they not?
92 proof.
Yep, there you go.
Orchard House, but really good whiskey.
Gosh, it seems like I remember something.
Distilled hominy?
Yeah.
Not that I have heard of. Hillary, check. I'm pretty sure that I sent you a sample of that one. Because what is it? Hominy is what? You take corn, like basically like a yellow dent, and then you soak it in lye water.
Alkali, yeah, and it puffs it up.
Yeah, it swells it up. It actually makes it more digestible.
Yeah,
yeah. Yellow corn, actually, most corn is not very digestible for humans.
Yeah, and I don't.
Other stuff too, but
from what I remember too, is hominy's not sweet at all. I haven't had it in a while, but I think it kills the sugar in it when they puff it up.
Yeah,
and if it kills the sugar, it's not going to do any good for the whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm speculating here. I'm not a hominy expert.
Me neither. But I can't say that I've ever heard of anybody using hominy, like making the hominy and then drying that, grinding it up, or just using it, blending it up like it is into a mash. It's possible somebody has.
Let's see. While bourbon must be made with at least the specific type of corn used and the way it's processed can vary, then they're talking about that Bloody Butcher and all that.
Yeah.
Which can be used to make hominy. Okay, but
yeah, you can make hominy out of any color of corn you want. It's just hominy is the process of it.
Let's see here.
And you could use blue corn, you could use red corn, yellow dent. Speaking of blue corn.
So making hominy involves a process called nixtamalization, where corn kernels are soaked and cooked in an alkaline solution, traditionally containing lime or wood ashes.
Yeah.
This process does not kill sugar in the sense of completely eliminating it, but it does have several effects on the carbohydrates and the overall nutritional composition of corn. So I don't know. I would have to do a lot more reading. I'm not going to do that now. I tend to do that over the weekend.
So there's still sugar in the corn after you make it into hominy.
It says it doesn't kill it, but it alters it, and I'd need more research to figure out whether. And so, bottom line, does the yeast have something to eat? Which is sugar.
If it doesn't, you could always add a little bit of sugar into the hominy. And then then your yeast got plenty.
Yeah.
Cheers, sir.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd have to get it from somewhere, but
oh yeah, and you can make whiskey from Total Raisin brand.
Yeah. Well, whiskey though, in order to make true whiskey, has to use cereal grains.
Well, Total Raisin brand's a cereal,
but raisins are not.
No. You can just use Total and not the Total Raisin. Yeah, leave the raisins out of it.
Just leave the raisins out. Cornflakes.
You can use what's the sugar smacks? You can make it out of that.
Mm.
That's puffed up corn, right? Or rice? Is that puffed up rice?
Oh shit, I
Or,
can't remember. Yeah, Sugar
it's
Smacks. Isn't it corn? Isn't it puff corn?
I think it's corn.
Yeah, because like
Maybe it's oats.
cracked Snapple and freaking whatever.
That's rice.
That's rice.
Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rice Krispies. Yeah, or Fruit Loops. There you go. It's a cereal grain. Come on.
It's a cereal. Yeah, okay. Don't get me lying about it. But you know what? Red number 5 and yellow 50 is not.
I need to make some whiskey out of Cocoa Puffs.
And at least bourbon cannot contain any artificial colors or flavors.
Well, that kind of leaves out Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
and fruity Pebbles too.
Now here's the question though. So I can't add any artificial color or flavor to my finished whiskey, but in order to make whiskey, I have to make beer, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm using Fruit Loops to make in my wort, and then I distill the wort, I'm only getting clear. I'm getting white dog off of it.
Yeah.
Now after that, I'm not adding any. So all that color stays with the, gets dumped. Yeah.
Used to make beer with Walmart oatmeal. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, any of the color. I mean, you can make you a mash out of Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles.
Oh,
and when you distill it, it's still going to be clear alcohol. It may have a little of those that nose to it of that.
Now remember too,
I guess what yeast you used.
You can also use. I mean, there's fortified wine like brandy and things like that. There's neutral spirits, vodka and all that. You can make out of freaking anything.
Sweeter.
You can make vodka out of milk.
Now, the blue corn is definitely different than the red corn. As far as on the nose and on the palate.
All right. Well, let's get to that right quick.
Okay.
Blue corn, isn't that nasty looking?
It looks cool. I love blue.
Yeah, but I was thinking, I love it to look at, but could you imagine sitting down and steaming that and putting butter on it and eating it? I don't know.
That would be cool. I've never ate a fresh corn on the cob blue corn, but I would definitely give it a shot.
All right, so blue corn, you're getting back to the red corn, and that's why I didn't list it. The difference is the earthy flavors come out more in the red corn, and the nutty flavors come out more in the blue corn with background earthy flavors.
I'm not getting that with this one. Maybe it's just because it might be still Austin, but it's really nice. It's got a real sweetness to it. Let me go back to it here. It's got a nice sweetness to it. It's fairly light.
All right, I got the new Willet. And that was some really good information we got from Ben about. I looked. I didn't buy one because again, I'm out of a job right now. I'm looking for another one. I'm kind of hanging on to my pennies until I get another job. But I did go to a brand new ABC store, and I pulled the Willet down, and it had the golden barcode on it.
Yeah,
built in, and that's a good telltale of if it's a new. But eventually, it's all going to be the new. Lori, I'm not a vodka expert, but how do you get vodka out of potatoes? It's the same process, except for you don't have to cook the shit out of the potatoes or the milk first, I guess.
No, I don't know. I guess. Well, milk will ferment.
Well, you have to get it to well, I mean, they're gonna ferment it. Yeah, they're probably gonna put yeast in it. I mean, milk has regular milk is sweet, has sugars in it. A lot of sugar in milk. That's what A lot of fat and sugar, both. And that's what them little babies need. Put on all that weight.
I think I like the blue. Excuse me, the blue corn just a little bit better than I do the red. Red had a
Yeah.
little, like you said, the more earthy kind of a flavor to it.
Yeah.
It was a little more peppery.
Mm-hmm.
This blue is a little sweeter, a little more mellow.
And remember too, I don't know. There's different types of nuttiness, right? There was one bourbon or whiskey. It was a Scotch I tried one time. I cannot remember what it was, but it was the difference between, say, a pecan and a cashew. It was more
Yeah.
like a buttery cashew.
This is more like a pecan.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of a slightly drying on the tongue,
Mm-hmm.
and then, but still being kind of oily too.
I mean, what we used to every year, my mom would get that mixed bag of nuts for
Mm-hmm.
Christmas. Well, we'd put it out in December, around after Thanksgiving,
Oh
and
yeah,
it had the big walnuts and the Brazil nuts
yep,
and we had the little nut crackers. The looked like they're the same thing as you get when you crack crab claws. Yeah,
yep,
there was a little the metal on the hinge, and man, and we had those little picks in there. You could pick the nut out of the shell when you cracked it.
yep. Those
And
were mainly for the walnuts and pecans.
yeah, I really, really like that thing. And I may this year I may try to find because they're not very expensive. The nuts in the bag,
Yeah,
in the shell.
yeah, in the shell, the mixed nuts in the shell.
Yeah, and I still get like even today. Every once in a while, I'll go to Kirkland or Costco and get
Mm-hmm.
the big old cashew or not cashews, but
Almonds. Oh,
pistachios, and I like getting them with the nut or with the shell.
oh, in the shell. Yeah, salted
Yeah.
in the shell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and my wife, she
they're
goes,
good.
they cost the same if you get them without shell. I said, I know, but I eat them way freaking faster. If
Yeah, they actually cost a little bit more when they're already shelled,
yeah,
but it seems like you get more of them.
yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. When I pour it out in a bowl, and I'll have two bowls, one for the shells and one, for what I'm eating out of.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I do like when I start getting down to the bottom, I find some that doesn't have a shell.
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
convenient.
Usually with a
But
little extra salt on it.
oh yeah, but I don't get the red or the pink colored ones.
No,
No, I don't
no.
care anything about that. I just get the
Natural
red.
always better.
And I don't know who came up with the pink color or the red
I have
pistachio.
no idea, but I'll pass on that.
I mean, and those if like I have a pistachio cracker, and it's a little tong. It looks like tongs, and on
Uh-huh.
one side is a little spoon looking thing, and you turn your pistachio on its side, and it's got a tip pointed down on this other side,
Hmm.
and it said, uh, if there's how they made it rhyme, and I can't remember now. If there's a gap, it cracks or something like that. Like if there's any gap at all, you put that little point in there and squeeze,
Yeah.
bang, it comes right apart. And I use that thing because if you're if you do a bunch of them and you use your thumbnail,
Yeah.
with me, I keep my fingernails short,
Yeah.
and so it pushes that cuticle or not cuticles back here. It pushes that back under my thumbnail, and it'll be sore as hell for 2 days, after eating. So I got me a pistachio cracker.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it
I've
works
got
good.
one for pecans.
Barbie nuts.
It's like a big lever sort of thing. It squeezes them together up from the ends,
Oh yeah.
and then you wind up getting a lot of whole halves. You get the whole
Right,
piece of
right.
it. It's better when you're making like a pecan pie or something like that.
Yeah, we I know mom and dad, dad he went and collected well, I think it was all dad. Went and collected all them little pecans and busted them open, and he was sending bags of pecans. There's a bunch of pecan trees behind their house.
Oh, I got
And
you.
gosh, I made pecan pies, and I think kids and wife made like praline things, candy and
Hmm.
stuff with
Yeah,
them. And
those are good.
oh yeah,
Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. Nope, that's too much.
I just like doing the caramel, on them.
Huh.
And I like pecan. Well, I like peanut brittle, but you can make pecan brittle too.
Yep,
I mean, it's
same way.
brittle.
I'm gonna do a little bit of this Indian single malt from Whiskey on the Century.
Okay.
The 3 wood finished, non-chill filtered, non-age statement, Indri Tarini Indian single malt.
Well, I'm on that new pot still right now, and then I'm going to go to that XO.
Okay.
All right. So that was all. That was all of the corn. So we
All
are
right.
now
So what grain are we moving on to next?
rye.
Rye, of course.
All right. General statement for rye.
Ooh, dang.
Rye is known for its bold, spicy character, often described with notes of black pepper, baking spices like clove and cinnamon, and sometimes even hints of licorice. It's anise. Uh, well, it's weird because they say with hints of, which is star anise, right? But they just say
Mm.
anise on here or anise,
That's
and
black licorice.
and
Yeah.
then they say licorice right after that. It's like, dude, make
Same
it
thing.
same thing, or mint. It can also bring fruity or floral notes, and it all depends on which variety. Personal preference. While I enjoy a wheated bourbon, I really prefer the right kind of rye. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Not the stinky rye, but a good rye in there.
Yeah. I like the ryes that don't come across with that uh, pickly or the what's it like really minty kind of note, especially like the licorice. I don't
Yeah.
care for that one.
Well, they had a blue run, that reflection one,
Hmm.
which is a non-disclosed mash bill, and then they had the high rye version of the blue run, and I finished that bottle off the other day.
The rye tasting 40 to 50 bottles of different ryes. Palate's blown after 10 to 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that peppery note you get from the ryes too, those will it just kind of tends to burn your tongue up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
like
exactly. That
Peter
that
White,
dill
that
note.
dill note. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
No,
I'll
no.
pass on that.
See, and when my problem is when it has that dill note in it. Have you ever made, the dip you dip like raw vegetables or carrots in? Like like that yogurt dip. y-
Hmm.
You dip that in. What do you say? Oh,
He said,
oh yeah,
that rye
hermaphrodite. Yeah,
the corn is
it'll
a hermaphroditic plant.
yeah, it fricks itself. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so, but now like I was making a Greek yogurt dip and I grew a bunch of dill in a little planter thing I had,
Yeah.
and I chopped a whole bunch of it up and mixed it in there. And of course, you can do whatever you want, but you put a little lemon juice in it, a little dill, a little salt, a little garlic, flavor,
Hmm.
whatever. And it's not a tzatziki sauce, but it's kind of close to that. But
Okay.
it's for dipping like broccoli and carrots.
Yeah, veggies.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get on this healthy kick, and I was trying to do that. Oh, and cherry tomatoes are good in there too.
Okay.
Break up the monotony a little bit. But anyway, I didn't know how much dill to put in it, and I thought, well, more dill must be better.
No.
I had to go get a whole other jug of Greek yogurt and mix it in there with it together.
Thin her down a little bit. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
was like, "Ooh, that's dilly,
Yeah.
dilly dally."
Yeah, you can get by with like a teaspoon or so of fresh dill.
Mm.
Yeah, that's more than that's enough.
It was fine at first, when I first mixed it up. I took my pinky and I tasted it, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, that tastes real good." But you let it sit overnight, and all that dill
Oh yeah.
permeates out. Oh, that was
Yeah,
strong.
exactly.
I know. I told Dad one time. I said something about doing. I didn't know I was going to make a dressing or stuffing. You getting a
Dill
feedback?
makes it Dill makes a great burger sauce.
It can, yeah.
Okay.
But I was going to make a dressing or stuffing, for the turkey for Thanksgiving,
Yep.
and I didn't know how much sage to put in it, so I put way too much. And Dad said, "I don't think you can get too much sage in it." And I said, "Oh, you can."
Yeah.
I did.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Man, it was green. The whole thing turned that mud green.
Ooh. Oh man.
And I was making it out of cornbread, so I made cornbread first,
Okay.
and then I used probably chicken stock, in there
Hmm.
to thin it down, and I keep it simple, maybe some chopped up celery and onion and stuff,
There you
saute
go.
that a little bit and then put that in there.
Yep.
No, I don't like. I mean, I don't mind the bread stuffing or dressing, but I'd
Yeah.
rather be cornbread.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
like
just
them
like
both.
the graininess of it. Yeah.
I've been a stuffing guy. Stuffing and mashed potatoes. Yeah. Give me more, please. Thank you.
I know, and I keep caveating. I grew up calling it stuffing. Now I try to call it dressing because I
Well,
stopped stuffing the bird because it dries it out.
yeah, technically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
'cause-
if
yeah,
you use enough moisture in your cornbread
mhm.
stuffing, it won't dry it out.
Yeah, but inside of your bird doesn't cook well enough. So
Right. It, they, you,
we never stuff the bird. It's always
yeah.
on the side. So I guess technically it would be dressing.
Hmm. Now, one thing I've thought about doing
Dang,
is doing a
dang man.
spatchcock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So take your turkey and spatchcock it, and which is just cutting it and butterflying it open, right?
Yeah,
Instead of having
cutting
the
her.
whole bird, and then put your dressing in the big roasting pan, and then lay
Mhm.
the spatchcock bird on top of it, and
Yep.
let those juices cook down in that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'd
Man,
give that a try.
I'm gonna try that. But the main thing, the best for getting your bird to come out right, it is brining it first. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
a
Brian
good
that sucker
brine.
overnight.
Yeah, and get that all that brine, that salt flavor all up in the meat, and it's seasoned all throughout.
Dude,
Yeah.
we used to have a roadside restaurant chain called Little Chef. He did a great Greta burger with a dill sauce. Okay. I bet that'd be good.
I
I'd
tell
eat
you,
one.
I started doing an aioli.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been experimenting with basically Duke's mayonnaise, and I mix a bunch of shit in it, right?
There you go. Yeah.
And to make it an aioli, you know.
Yep.
Uh, but uh, but yeah, I was taking Duke's mayonnaise and I was adding things like I don't know, a teeny bit of Dijon mustard and some garlic powder, and
Mm.
then I took what's even better than that is take a head of garlic and cut it in half,
Yeah.
and then take a dish, oven safe, that, and put like this much olive oil in the bottom of it, and then turn it
Mm-hmm.
upside down in that, and bake
Yeah.
it,
Oh
and
yeah.
bake
Roasted
that,
garlic.
and then you can take that half a head and just squeeze it, and they'll fall right out, and you can mush
Oh
them
yeah.
with a fork if you cook it long enough, and
Oh
that
yeah.
mixes in real good with an aioli. But
Yep.
I tend to do that roasted garlic more when I'm doing what I call steak butter, and I'm
Okay.
not even doing mayonnaise then. I'm just doing butter, and I
Yeah.
do the sticks of butter and melt them down, and I don't do clarified. I leave the milk fat in it, and then
Mm-hmm.
I do the garlic in there, and if a little olive oil drips in there, whatever,
There you go.
and then do the herbs and stuff, and then simmer it, uh, with like some rosemary and some
Yep.
thyme, and then let that kind of simmer a while on the stove, and then you turn the fire off and let it cool down, and then when it starts to solidify, you take a piece of plastic wrap and lay it out, scoop all that butter soft, it's still kind of soft, but it's solidified enough, and then you fold your plastic wrap over it and pull it into you, and then grab the end of it and roll it until it
Yep.
rolls all the way, and then keep rolling it, and it'll get tight and look like a Jimmy Dean sausage.
Yep.
And then you
Then
just
you.
fold that under and set it in the fridge. Yeah. And then
Hmm.
pull it out about, well, you should always pull your steaks out about 20-30 minutes before you cook them anyway.
Oh yeah,
So
at least.
pull your butter out too. When you pull your steaks out,
Hmm.
and you let your steaks come up to, a room temp or whatever. They're not going to come up to room temp, but they'll come up more than, cold. And then put them on your grill from there, and leave that butter out the whole time. And then when your steaks first come off, you take a slice of that butter and put it on top of that steak when it's
Yep.
fresh, and let it rest. While you're resting your steak, that butter will melt over that. Oh, you don't need no stinking steak sauce.
No, I never used the steak sauce like A1 or something like that. Never.
Yeah.
Not
The
with
other
any of
thing,
my steaks.
that's good is if you're making like a grilled cheese sandwich, especially like on a Blackstone,
Yep.
like a big outdoor grill, is to get you some fresh Parmesan flakes. Not the powder, but the
Yeah.
fresh
Shave it off
flake,
yourself.
and get your butter down, and you're doing your butter toast on your bread, and then when your bread gets just right, or right, it's just right toasted, put some Parmesan flakes on the grill, and then lay the bread, lay your sandwich on that, and it'll crisp up. And then pick your sandwich up and flip it onto some more Parmesan, and just coat the outside of that buttered bread with that crispy Parmesan. Oh, that is some good stuff.
Top dog wants to know if you use mayonnaise instead of butter.
I have used mayonnaise to toast the bread. I mean, it's like using
It's basically
kind
the
of
same thing.
it's kind of like using canola oil, or like a oil spray, like Pam or
Hmm.
something.
Yep.
And for me, I don't think there's a dip too well, especially if you do the enough right cheese, and you use smoked Gouda, and you do the Parmesan on the outside and all that junk. You're really not going to be able to tell a difference from mayonnaise to butter.
No.
Now, if it's a basic grilled cheese, you could probably tell that one was butter. You got more buttery flavor than the other.
Hmm. Yeah, I like my butter. Something like that. I would like to use something like Kerrygold or something like that.
Yeah,
Good Irish butter, actual sweet cream butter,
yeah.
makes a
I,
difference. It's good stuff.
I mean, mayonnaise, all it is an egg and some oil.
Yeah.
And then you put salt, you season it. You can put a little lemon juice in it. You can do whatever flavor profile you want to go for. Uh, but basically, you can take an egg. Well, and then there's a whole egg, and there's egg white only,
Hmm.
which I think is a damn waste. I like egg yolks.
Yeah. I like the yolk. Come on.
Hmm. That's what little baby birds eat, is the yolk. All right, so we're into rye now, and we went over the first part. So first one up here is winter rye. So winter rye, planted in the fall and harvested in the summer, winter rye is known for its robustness and contributes bolder, spicier flavors.
Okay.
All right, there that is. And I don't have pictures on every one of these, but I'll do. Well, let's go ahead and do the spring rye since I don't have a picture for it.
Okay.
Spring rye. I wonder when that's planted. I guess planted and harvested in the same year. It tends to be milder and more floral in flavor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now those are not even what we'll get to common rye after the heirlooms.
I'm growing to like some of the rye a little bit more so nowadays.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I love is a Reuben sandwich made on rye bread.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it.
Should be.
Well, I like it. I mean, there's that marbled, you know how they, like damn marbled rye. It's like
marbled wheat rye.
It's something like that. And they added some flavor to it, and food color is what that is. Just making a little swirl on it. Like have you ever had a Reuben from Arby's?
No.
Okay. So at Arby's, they have a Reuben sandwich there, and the bread is super soft. It won't rough the roof of your mouth up like a normal rye, like a deli rye at a kosher deli. And the bread doesn't have a very strong rye flavor to it, a hint of it, but it's a swirl on the bread, and you can tell it's just colored, to look that way. It's almost like light bread. They've added a little hint of flavor to with a swirl.
Gotcha.
Jalapenos to my Reuben sandwich. Okay. I'll tell you, I like the sauerkraut and the Thousand Island sauerkraut and corned beef. Boy, I could eat my weight in corned beef. Man, I love that stuff.
Corned beef is basically just brisket. It's treated a little bit different.
Yeah, it's brine. I mean, it's brine. Well, and pastrami, right?
Same thing.
Same goddamn thing, except it has a crust on the outside.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just the crust on the outside of a corned beef makes it pastrami. Now.
Oh, all this talk about food makes me. I should have left some of that Axis to thaw out while I was out here. Jeez.
Cheers, rye guy. Hey, we're on your subject right now. We were talking about rye.
Hey, rye guy. I did not get your package out yesterday, but it went out today. So, I guess probably 3 days from now, my guy should show up at your door.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to get a move on here. It's almost 8:00. All right. So let me go ahead and cover this heirloom. So I got a little picture here for heirloom rye. Not that you can really tell the difference, but there it is.
Different colors.
Looks like rye, different color. But that's just one example,
Looks like
heirloom ryes offer a more complex flavor profile with deeper. Now, here's where it's the deeper spice notes and more pronounced earthiness, right?
Okay.
Then we hit the and, but the and is an or. So each one of these are or, not and, right?
Yeah.
With it could have hints of vanilla, floral notes, or nuttiness. Or it could be a combination, right? Depending on the variety.
Or if you toast it, it can get chocolatey.
Yeah, it can. Cocoa-y.
Mm-hmm. Or coffee note to a degree, depending on how much you toast it.
Yep. All righty. Now let's go ahead and finish this rye off before 8:00 here.
Okay.
Okay, that was the only pictures I had for that. Now, the last one here is common rye. Common rye, which is going to be like the yellow dent corn. It's going to be the cheapest, easiest to get and all because they're going to grow a crap ton of it.
Yep.
Provides a classic spicy profile, often used in rye whiskey. Now, I'll caveat that here shortly. And this is something I learned when I was doing that documentary with those farmers. But it says, while not confined to a single region, which is important, rye whiskey is particularly prominent in American whiskey, with regulations requiring at least 51% rye in the mash bill for a product to be called rye whiskey in the United States. Now, of course, Canada produces a shnick ton of rye. Rye is hardy. It'll grow in colder climate. And this is what I learned from those farmers is they're trying to grow. Well, they can grow rye south, but they're
Yep.
trying to come up with ryes that have maintain a bolder flavor profile while grown in a warmer climate. If they grow it more southern, it tends to be a softer flavor profile. The colder it gets, the harsher those flavor profiles get.
I got you.
Right.
Yeah, the more southern it is, the faster it grows, so it doesn't get time to build up the flavors.
Yeah, and it'll go a little dormant in the winter, and things like that, and then boom back out and all that stuff up in Canada and Canada.
Canada, eh?
Yeah, eh?
Man, that's a good whiskey. I like that. Indie Trendy Indian single malt. That's quite good, quite tasty.
I remember. Oh, I was watching clips off of Family Guy,
Mm-hmm.
and for whatever episode, Stewie and Brian were trying to go to the North Pole, and they end
Okay.
up somewhere in Canada, and their car breaks down, and Stewie is trying to ask a guy if they have AAA,
Yeah.
AAA,
Yep.
and he says, "Do y'all have?" He says, "Y'all have AAA?" And the guy goes, "Hey, we have AAA."
Yeah.
He said, "I just came from AAA."
Yeah. Not me. I'm not a quitter.
But yeah, that was a big exchange. But no, I mean, I think some of it is I like a hearty rye on the Reuben. I like the stronger rye flavor on the bread.
Kind of a mixture of vodka and Heineken. Oh goodness.
Okay. So whiskey and beer is called a Boilermaker.
Mm-hmm.
What would that be called?
Vodka and beer. I don't know.
I mean, I
bad
don't know if
morning?
it would still be called a Boilermaker. I mean, you're throwing whiskey or something strong in beer. Boiler Russian.
A bad morning.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll give that one a pass.
I found out one time I was young and dumb, and we had 6 beer, and this guy had moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, vomit maker. Yeah, and so we had moonshine and we had 6 beer, and we both agreed that 6 beer wasn't going to cut it because there's 3 apiece, right? It wasn't going to cut it. So he's like, I have an idea. He said, let's take 6 glasses and we'll put a half a beer in each glass. And then we'll pour 6 shots of moonshine, or little shots, like little half, like
a 1 ounce shot.
Or not even a 1 ounce, like a half an ounce shot.
Okay.
And we'll set those up, and then we'll drop the first one and down it, drop the second one and down it, and whoever makes it to the end wins. Well, actually, I found out I made it to the end first, and he stopped after about 3 of them. And I found out real quick the person that makes it to the end does not, in fact, win.
Oh, you the first winner.
Yeah, boy. That was that's not just that's projectile. Yeah.
Screen door at 10 paces, huh?
Hmm. Mm. Luckily, I didn't eat a lot back then. So,
Yeah.
I think one of my socks came out.
Jeez.
Lost a toenail.
Oh, well, at least you weren't mixing it with Boone's Farm or MD 2020.
Now, and to be honest, I have done the Mad Dog or the MD,
Yeah.
but we always bought those little bitty half pint, the little hip flask,
Pints. Yeah. The big,
little
yeah.
pint, little bitty thing.
It's pint, but yeah.
Yeah, we would get one of those a piece, and that's not going to hurt you if you just drink that.
Yeah, just that one. It's not going to
That
hurt you.
one, yeah.
God, it's been so many years. I actually need to look for one of those, see if I can even find it anymore.
I don't want to find them.
Oh, if I find one, you're getting one. I'm sending it.
And well, I guarantee you I can get it here. Actually, I think when the last time I was at ABC store, they had them there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't looked for them in years, so
But they didn't have them cold. They don't have anything cold in the ABC store. Yeah, that's I came up, boy.
Well, they're still in gas stations. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, not here. They're too high of alcohol. As North Carolina. So.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's what I can't
anything in a gas station here. So
here's what I can't figure out. You can go buy some of the strongest port you've ever found at Total Wine.
Yeah.
But you can't get like I mean, hell, some of this damn the fortified wine. Now I know brandy's a fortified wine, right? Yeah. But I'm talking about not that fortified, but you know. But they have stuff that can only be sold in an ABC store that's a lower alcohol percent than some of these wines they sell out of Total Wine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, if you can sell that, then why can't this is 35%. Yeah. And some of those beer over there are close to
16, 18.
Yeah. I guess there's ways to get around stuff, but last time I got one of those beer that strong, man, that thing gave me a headache.
He says, Shuman Fu says, no, it's just considered wine. It's in
the stores. But doesn't they what does Mad Dog 2020 call themselves? And isn't Boone's Farm supposed to be wine?
Yeah, Boone's Farm is supposed to be a wine.
It's not, but that's what they put on the bottle. Boone's Farm is alcoholic Kool-Aid, what that is.
Yeah. There's a 10-year-old port will eat through a double paper cup overnight.
Oh man.
And your liver at the same time.
Oh, and that E&J brandy.
My grandmother used to drink J&B scotch. That was her drink of choice.
And guys, we were drinking across the street from when I lived in Fort Worth, and I would bring some beer over, in a little ice chest and sit there, and I was drinking, I think, Coors Light or something. Yeah. And this guy came up and he had a bottle of that E&J, and that one guy said, "Man, what are you doing with that Erkin jerk?"
Erkin jerkins. Hey, James. Good to see you, sir.
James Morgan. Hello. All right. Cheers. Let's move on to the barley here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wheat, I did do barley. I did this in the order that my research brought it up. So,
barley, my favorite Scotch commodity.
There is a factor in here about barley. That's why most things have barley in it. Most whiskeys have some barley, But anyway, malted barley brings typically that's your malted grain right there. Malted barley brings a malty sweetness, often described as nutty, biscuity, or even chocolatey.
Yep. Bready.
Unmalted barley can add a sharper, fruitier, or sour note, reminiscent of green apples or lemons. But typically, if something says that there's like 2%, 6%, whatever barley in the mash bill, it's malted barley.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's just to add to the fermentation.
Well, there is an enzyme that is needed. In it. So there's a 2-row, 6-row. I've got them pictured here, diagonal line in between them.
Yeah.
So a 2-row barley. So it's favored for its high enzyme content because there's the required enzyme, all right, that needed. Essential for starch to sugar conversion. So we were talking about earlier about starchier, like that yellow dent corn.
Yellow dent corn, yes.
A higher starch content in it. And then and clean, they said higher starch to sugar conversion and clean flavor. The 6-row is higher in protein, potentially contributing a more complex flavor profile. That's just, it says more complex. Now, I had to stop at some point. I was going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, in the research, but hell, we would have been 3 weeks on just grains.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, I would prefer the one on the left, the 2-row.
Yeah,
it's darker. To me, that would bring more flavor.
Well, you know what?
The one on the right, the 6-row, looks like it's pale. Looks like it needs more time in the sun.
Let me tell you what. That picture had it listed 2-row and 6-row barley.
Yep.
Grains. It didn't tell me which one was which.
Oh.
But it listed 2-row first and then 6-row, so that's the way I labeled them. But I could have those backwards.
Okay.
So if there were a farmer watching this, they may go, "Oh, you got those backwards. That's 6-row over there and 2-row down there." Okay. I don't know. So
well, just looking at the picture, I would go with the darker grain, thinking that's going to give me more flavor, more complexity, because it's slightly darker. And same thing, if you toasted it, you're going to get more flavor. You're going to get more complexity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, seriously, right, gluten-free zone. No, give me all the extra gluten. I'll take all these people that are gluten, can't handle the gluten. Give it to me. I'll take all the gluten. It don't bother me at all.
So there is some more general information here. Barley is the primary grain in Scotch and Irish whiskeys. All right. Scotland, in particular, is renowned for its malted barley, with distilleries carefully selecting varieties and even controlling the malting process, including the use of peat, to create specific flavor profiles unique to their regions. And we covered those regions a couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and single malt, they always, when they say it's a single malt grain, malted grain, barley grain. And again, I know I talked about the darker is
the darker is the 6-row, the lighter is the 2-row.
So I had them backwards.
I'm going for the 6-row then.
Yep, I had them backwards.
Yep,
and that makes sense. That
thank you, Sugar Kitty.
But again, that picture when it came up, it said 2-row and 6-row. So I just went, okay, 2-row and 6-row. So, but again, but I like calling it out when it was just for visual reference.
Oops, hang on, wrong one.
But we do have another one here under barley.
Okay,
which are the heritage grains. Now,
you're getting the mead making the first batch. Oh yeah, for sure. I love some mead. I just one of the pieces of land that I've been cleaning up right now. I just had to hire a guy to come out and got rid of 7 honeybee hives, I should say. 3 of them were under one RV. There was like one in the front, one in the middle, one in the back end of the RV. Crazy.
All right, so the heritage grains. So they give example here, and I got this information off of. I don't always put the reference down here, but this was according to Alcohol Professor.
Okay.
So there's a link, but I can't click it because this is a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But anyway, varieties like Maris Otter and Golden Promise provide a rich malty flavor, while older strains such as it's BERE, Bear, and Obsidian offer more intricate and nuanced profiles.
Okay. Yeah. Balcones has used both, and actually Andalusia as well as they've used Golden Promise and the other one you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Not the Bear. The other malt.
I need to look up something before we get to it.
But let's see.
That's it. That was the one.
I think I had this one here, the Catalunya.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore. I think I finished it.
Single malt. Yeah, single malt made with 100% Golden Promise malted barley.
Nope,
this bottle.
There it is. Oh, I have to drink a little of this in a minute. Hang on.
So, watch out for this poor dead spider. The heat got to him, couldn't handle it.
No, this one doesn't have it. Now, my bad. There was another one. I had another one. Now, I'll show this as an example in a minute, but one of their versions has it, but mine doesn't. But anyway, that's on these other grains. But our next one coming up. I forgot. Right now, we have 2 people in for the samples. We're going to spin those
3.
here in about 15.
Lori's in there too, right?
It's Lori and Top Dog.
Oh, that's it? I thought it was 3 different people.
That's it. So we are going to be, and it's Mark's night. We're giving away samples here in a little bit. I'll play the deal. All right, so that is 3 2-ounce samples so that you can enjoy it maybe twice or once well. And it's a mystery box, but you can bark it out with Mark if there's stuff you want. Oh, that's that Balcones peated. Yeah.
Golden Promise malted barley.
Aha. There you go.
I'm just going to pour just a little tiny splash of this one. Just a little bit. Because it's a 62.9 ABV. So double that, y'all math whiz people.
You said 52.9?
62.9.
Oh, 6.2. Holy crap. That's 105.8.
Yep. And that one's getting low, so we need to finish that one off.
No, 125.8. 125.8. Yeah. All right. Our next one's wheat here.
Okay. Here we go.
Let me get Sean down here right quick.
Good old wheat. Summer or winter wheat?
Well, we'll get to that.
Ooh, wow. I still.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention it's 1 entry per $1 on that. It's super chat, super sticker only to enter for those samples. All right, wheat general information. Wheat imparts. Oh, I'm getting feedback. I can hear me over there.
Really?
Wheat imparts. I think it stopped. Wheat imparts a soft, smooth character with hints of honey, vanilla, dried berries, and bready notes.
Yeah, I can see that.
It is valued for its ability to mellow out the sharpness of other grains, resulting in a more approachable whiskey. That is according to Rabbit Hole Distillery. But
okay, I can see that. You know, like I was like the Heaven Hill The 107.
Right.
The weeder.
Right. Well, and we
It's just
know that,
lighter.
and when we even know that the the I don't know, the Bright Lights Big Bourbon, or it used to be Baby Bourbon
Yeah.
out of New York. It was it
Yep.
used to be 100% corn, and now it's like 95 and 5. It's 95% corn, 5% malted barley. Now it's corn grown in New York, so there's that. But
Yeah.
A wheater tends to be softer than a high corn. High corn tends to be sweeter, but the wheater, god damn it, too much of this shit rhymes. A wheater tends to be softer. On the
Hudson
palate.
Baby Bourbon.
What's that?
James said Hudson. It's the
Yeah,
Hudson
right,
Baby
Hudson
Bourbon.
Baby. It used to be, but they don't make it anymore. Now it's Bright Lights Big Bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they stopped making the 100% corn Hudson.
Oh.
They did that a couple of years ago, and they went to straight. Well, it may have been even more. I lose track of years. Years go by too fast.
Had to mix me up a little bit of liquid IV.
All right, so the different types of wheat. Let me see how many slides I got. Oh no, I don't have any slides. Okay, so there's winter wheat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got summer and winter.
Well, you know what? I only listed winter.
Okay.
So, and the other is just like the general information is like the summer wheat, right? So, anyway, there's winter wheat. Winter wheat, a type of wheat often used in wheated bourbons, contributing to a softer, smoother mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
That's according to Bluegrass Distilleries. Then, general information: wheat is frequently used in American wheated bourbons as a secondary grain and also in wheat whiskeys, which are required to be at least 51% wheat. While the flavor contribution of wheat can be subtle on its own, it allows other flavors, like those from corn and the barrel, to shine through, creating a complex and nuanced profile. But I will tell you this: Bernheim, Bernheim 100% wheat is not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I actually I've gone through, it's light, very light. It doesn't have any corn, so it's not enhancing, that corn flavor or anything.
Yep.
Not too sweet. And then, but I've gone through, there's our 15-minute warning. Rye guy, let me get Rye guy down here. But I've ran through probably, oh gosh, I don't even want to count. It's probably 15, 20 bottles of Bernheim as I don't know. It's Saturday at 4:00 in the afternoon, and I want to have a cigar, but I'm going to drink like maybe a Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered, but I'm not going to go out there till about 5:30. So maybe 4 or 4:30, I'll pour a little Bernheim just to sip on for
something
a little
light.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what it is for a weeder for me. If I'm smoking a cigar, I typically want something that's got a little bit more oomph to it.
Oh yeah, the Bernheim would get lost. It would just absolutely
a weeder. Just this would cover up a weeder easily.
All right, I'm going to do that rye.
Something that's a little, like you said, the Smoke Wagon, or one of the higher proof scotches, like a single malt, like Budenhaven, Big Pete, or like say Corbin Cash or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to stand up to a cigar and actually complement it a little bit for me.
Yep.
Now everybody's taste is different.
I'm going to get through the rest of these, and then after this, I'll go make the wheel good, for the spin.
Okay.
But we are now on to other grains. Now, the one grain I didn't include in the picture because it would just been too busy is rice. But I think we all know what rice looks like.
Spelt?
Yeah,
Never
spelt.
heard of that one.
So now the reason I was trying to find that bourbon I had before, it had the triticale grain in it,
Mm-hmm.
and triticale was used. It's old. It's an ancient grain, and it was used by the Egyptians
Okay.
back in the day. And I've had, and I can't remember what it is now, but I've had a bourbon that highlighted the triticale in it. But they
Huh.
use rice. Now I put oats on here, but I wanted you to see the not smashed oats. Like there's a half and half picture. The one on
Yeah.
the left is Quaker. The one on the right is
Yeah.
what you get off the vine.
Actual oats.
Yeah. No. So let me read through these here. Other grains beyond. Now remember, these are all quote unquote cereal grains. Beyond the main four, craft distillers are experimenting with a variety of other grains. Whoops, it's down here. Okay, here it is. So here they are. Oats can add creamy body and slightly sweet, sometimes toasted nut flavors.
Yep. I can see that.
Spelt contributes a nutty character. Period. Right. That's
Okay.
what you get off that. Rice can offer a delicate floral profile, particularly in some Japanese whiskeys. Then triticale is a hybrid. It's a hybrid wheat rye grain, so it has
Mm-hmm.
rye flavors, but it's wheaty too. Offering a blend of their respective qualities. So
Okay.
depending on the variation, and then
See,
quinoa. Quinoa adds a nutty earthiness to the whiskey. Uh,
uh, I can see the earthiness, but not
I
so
don't
much
get
the
the
nutty.
yeah. I think they use the word nutty a lot. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've eaten quinoa quite a few times here at the house, and
Well,
it
and
tastes much like nothing, really.
well,
Whatever you
I was
flavor it with is what it kind of tastes like.
exactly, and I was going to say if you make lemon chicken and serve it over quinoa, quinoa
Yeah,
is going to taste like lemony chicken.
exactly. Exactly.
Pretty much what you got.
Because it's a tiny little grain, and I wonder how it would do if you toasted it. That would help it out some.
Yeah, I
Toast it
think you
and then
can.
grind it and then
I
malt
think
it.
you can put like a teeny bit of oil in the pan or a dry pan. Dry roast it
Yeah,
in a skillet. I
yeah,
wouldn't
just like
overdo it,
just
but
slightly brown it just a smidge.
yeah,
I'm gonna give that a shot sometime soon.
I prefer risotto to quinoa.
Yeah. Oh, what is that other grain? What's that
Uh,
other grain that you use to grow the chia pets with? Chia grain?
oh yeah, oh yeah. I've had chia,
It's kind of
but
like
that's a
quinoa,
little black seed.
like a poppy seed sort of
Yeah,
size.
it is. And I've had that's back at health craze stuff. Now it's
Mm,
acai.
man,
Uh,
that would take you a whole lot of that grain to make a decent mash, though.
but remember when everything had chia in it?
Mm,
There was that we went through that phase where
chia pets.
the health benefits of
Oh
adding
yeah.
chia to things. All it did was get all stuck between your teeth.
Yep. Meanwhile, the poppy seeds, that's supposed to be good for you too, but it was good on a bagels, and
Yeah.
apparently it had a little bit of what was
Yeah.
it?
Cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah, cocaine, opium, something like that.
Well, it's the poppy seeds is where they yeah.
Oh, it's poppy. So yeah, heroin,
Yeah, okay. Let me get
opium.
these. Yeah. Let me get these.
Quinoa to me is similar to buckwheat. Okay, toast it in the pan and then throw in an egg and bind it all together. Oh, okay. I'll give that a shot there, Sugar Kitty. That sounds like a good idea.
I'm making the wheel good, by the way.
Okay, doke. Koval did a quinoa whiskey years ago. Ugh. Okay. Well, it's you got to give stuff a try. Especially if it's growing close to you. And you can get it for cheap or something like that. Then that would be the way to try it. Yep. There you go. And poppy seed muffins will get you on the drug test.
I was going to say that's the problem. You can't eat too many of those.
Yeah. I used to do the most of the bagels would have poppy seeds.
Yeah, a little bit's not going to hurt you. I mean, all right, wheel's good for now, and we have about 5 more minutes or so before we spin this thing. All right, so I have a finishing statement here. Oh, I threw my paper down here. So the generic Generac finishing statement says, in essence, the choice and quality of grains are fundamental to a whiskey's character, dictating the initial flavor profile before the influences of fermentation, distillation, and aging take hold. Each grain acts as a building block, and distillers artfully combine them in a mash bill to achieve a desired balance of sweetness, spice, smoothness, and complexity.
Yeah. Okay.
There, all those words to say grain matters.
Yeah.
Yep,
And imparts flavor.
yep.
Let's see. Oh,
Cherry
nice. There's my
seed.
part. I need to fix my mower.
Yeah, what does rice have? Arsenic. Yeah, rice has arsenic. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Rice has arsenic in it?
It's the husk, the very outside layer of the rice.
Oh, okay.
And even the ones though, the natural rice, the long grain wild rice, that type of
Yep.
stuff has more in it. But like they do the rice bran, they tumble the rice around and polish it and bleach it and all that. While that gets rid of a bunch of the arsenic, it doesn't get rid of all of it. But proven time and again that a bunch of Asian people don't die from arsenic poisoning, and a lot of them eat rice every single meal, not just every
Yeah.
day. It's every freaking meal.
And that's kind of the funny thing for me there too is cyanide is that almond kind of a flavor sort of thing, but it's also
Yeah.
natural, and it also will kill you. So this all natural doesn't mean squat to me to a big degree because
Well, it's like,
cyanide and
well,
uh,
look at what does toothpaste have in it? The
fluoride.
fluoride. Fluoride is a
Yeah.
white freaking rock, right?
Yep, and will kill you.
Right.
And
So
too much of it.
we used to joke around about how did people discover that? So this first guy, he sucked on a rock and died, and they all went, "Oh wow, but look how white his freaking teeth are."
There you go. Oh, he's got great teeth, but he's dead. But so maybe
Yeah.
we'll try that with just a little bit less.
And of course, the parts per million of fluoride you're getting in, water and toothpaste is not going to hurt you.
Yeah, but I think it adds up. It's like parts per million of lead and all the other minerals that are in our water and stuff like that too.
Well, there's certain things that what they call heavy and light, right?
Heavy metals, yeah.
And certain things are very hard for us to digest, and certain things our body gets rid of quickly.
Hmm.
And fluoride's one of those things in small amounts. Within hours, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now if you get a bunch of lead and stuff, that tends to build up, and your body can't flush it, and that's where you start getting the
Yeah.
higher
Get
and higher
lead poisoning
content.
and stuff like
Right.
that. I mean, that was part of my old job that I used to do. We solder together lots of copper and other metals,
Hmm.
and So I was exposed to a lot of copper, a lot of lead, brass, brass, nickel, silver, all kinds of different metals, and the metal dust from it. So I'm
I,
sure I have got plenty of different metals that are deposited in my bones and whatnot.
I remember this old guy. I used to walk around. It's a very, very vague memory. I was 12, I think, when or 11 or 12 when my grandfather died on my mom's side. But I
Yeah.
used to hang out with him all the freaking time. I mean, that was my dude, you know.
Hmm.
And he would take me walking and everything. And I remember there was a talking and the guy was talking about I don't know. I was young and he was talking about how smart I was. You know, like I knew this, that, and the other. And he said, "It's not like that so and so's kid, like he's been eating paint chips." And
Yep.
what he was talking about is that damn lead poisoning, you know.
Got that lead in him there, yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to spin this thing.
There you go.
So I'm going to
Yeah, that
share.
mercury.
Oops, I hit invite. There it is. All right, share screen. And
All right, you got the reel right then? We're ready to go?
all right. That was my alarm going off. I'm going to hit shuffle a whole bunch of times and hit spin. Boom.
Right.
Here we go. They're all shuffled up. And
who am I going to make some samples for this time?
Sean
It's Sean
Holtgray.
again? Oh.
Bam. There it is.
Well, I can tell you one sample you're going to get. You're going to get some of here Balcones peated.
All right. Let me write Sean down here.
Yeah, and I already got the address because I've got a box in the mail for him right now.
I always write it on these papers because I've had you text me too many times. Who won that?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we had the 2-minute warning and we got through our topic. Now you can see why I only did grain tonight. There's just way too much to cover. And I only went, just past shallow, in this research. But we're also not trying to graduate y'all with a master's in this shit either.
No, there's so much to it,
Oh man, I could, you know how you do a research and you say, hey, generally, what grains are used in whiskey? It's going to give you the 4, right?
Tons of Nova Scotia pick. I can give you a little bit of the Irene Tam pick. I can give you a little bit of that one. All right, we'll put that down. And then how about Art American? Have you tried the Madeira cask? I'm getting down sample studs. And
John. Yeah, boy, that damn Will It Rye is freaking good, dude. Yeah, that Will It Rye is good. I saved it for last. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, so there's 2 of them right there. The Balcones and the Irene Tan.
All right. Well, if y'all got anything else to work out, email each other because it's time. Hope y'all had a good time.
Yes, sir.
And hope to see you next week.
Yep. Peace, love, and whiskey, y'all.
Peace, love, and whiskey.